Hello, welcome to your yoga practice. Today we're going to do a restorative yoga practice. For this practice you'll need a folded blanket or a towel, will work just as nice, a bolster, or you could substitute it with a couple of pillows or a couch cushion, and then a couple of blocks. If you don't have blocks, perhaps a book will also be just as helpful through this practice. So let's get started. First, let's bring our folded blanket onto our mat, and we're just going to place the tops of our feet on the folded blanket, and our knees will kind of be on the mat to start with. Grabbing that bolster, big toes touch behind you, creating a V shape with the legs. Bring the bolster so that the corners sort of intersect midway with the thighs. And from here we're going to come into a child's pose. So inhale, sit up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, walk the hands up the bolster, bringing the torso to meet the bolster, and then releasing the ear either to the right or to the left, whatever feels comfortable here. There's no right or wrong. Okay? And let's close our eyes and just arrive to this moment in time, welcoming ourselves to the present, welcoming ourselves to this practice. And as always in restorative, we're going to hold the posture. And when it is time to transition to the next posture, I will ring the bell and transition us out to and then into the next posture. So feel free to close the eyes and just relax, surrender into this child's pose. This is a very healing, very supportive, very nurturing posture with the bolster supporting you underneath. You sort of have this protective shell that is your back. And so just settle into this, right? Breathing, connecting to the breath, allowing, your day or any lingering thoughts to just kind of melt. So I'm going to set the timer to keep track, and again, just enjoy this moment. Maybe take a deep inhalation and an audible sigh. If you have trouble sort of quieting the mind, maybe connecting to the breath, maybe just observing the breath, observing each inhalation as it occurs, each exhalation as it occurs. Maybe you want to lift up your head and bring the opposite ear to the bolster, just so the neck doesn't get stiff. Coming back. Bring the palms onto the mat. Pressing weight, pushing the torso up, walk the hands back so that you come to sit on the heels. Excellent. From here, let us remove the bolster to the side for now. Hello there. Move the bolster to the side for now. And let's place the blanket, the folded blanket, off to the side and grab one of your blocks. Come to have the block kind of handy near the blanket. And then come to lie down on the back. So just very gently, very mindfully, come to lie down. The soles of the feet, walk them close to the sit bones. And then grab the block and place it between the knees here. And then lift the feet off the mat, flexing the feet. Bring the arms out to a T with the palms flat on the earth. And then exhale the legs over to the left so that the knees meet the blanket and are resting and supported by the blanket here. And then just relax into this gentle twist. Maybe close the eyes. I will keep the time and I will let you know when we are ready to transition into our next posture. Maybe tuck the chin in very slightly, elongating the back of the neck. The shoulders should be supported by the earth. And not lifting off the mat. Excellent. From here, let's bring the knees skyward, bringing the soles of the feet to the mat once more. And then we can move our blanket, just sort of slide it to the other side. So slide it to our right side. So that way it can meet our knees and support our knees as we twist gently to the right. Bringing the arms out once again to a T. Palms are flat. Hello there. Inhale, flexing the feet, lift the feet off the mat. And then exhale, lowering the knees to the blanket, feeling a gentle twist and stretch in the torso on the left side of the body. Feel free to close the eyes. Coming back, bend the knees to the chest and come back to center, placing the soles of the feet back on the mat. Remove the block to the side. And from here, grabbing the knees, give them a nice squeeze here, give them a good hug. Maybe even bring the forehead to the knees. Nice big hug. Release the head. Rock the body a little side to side here, massaging through the kidneys and the adrenals. Maybe make some circles with the knees in a clockwise direction. And then reverse the circling in the opposite direction. Place the hands on the backs of the thighs here. Or you can turn to your side and press up into a sitting posture. Or if you want, you can bring the hands behind the thighs and then slowly rock up and down on the spine, very gently, very mindfully, and use that momentum to bring you up into a seated posture. Let's come to sit on our folded blanket for a couple minutes. And you want to check your alignment here whenever you're seated. You want to make sure that your knees are not crunched up like this. So you always want your hips to be sort of situated above the knees. So if a folded blanket helps you achieve that, do that. If that's not enough, grab a block. You can always sit on a block. So you just place the block flat and then bring your tailbone to sit on it, like so. So feel free to play with it. If the block isn't comfortable, feel free to grab your bolster and use your bolster and sit on your bolster. So you gotta play with it, be creative, use your props. Excellent. So sitting up nice and tall, I want you to bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. If this feels good, if you have any prior surgeries or any issues with the cervical spine, I'd recommend you stay here, just using breath and motion to bring some movement into the neck, some gentle stretching into the neck muscles. Now, if you don't have any contraindications, inhale, right ear to the right shoulder, look up. And when we look up, we're not looking with the neck. We're lifting with the chest here. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest. Making a couple circles just like this, following the breath. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder, look up. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest. And just go like this a couple more times. Excellent. And then when we bring the chin back to the chest, we're going to inhale, left ear, left shoulder. So we're going to reverse the circling in the opposite direction. Bringing balance and equanimity. Excellent. Chin to chest and bring the head back up to neutral. Excellent. Bringing the left hand on the outside of the left knee. Inhale the right arm up and over to the left, bending through that left elbow as needed. Feel a stretch. Inhale, come back up. Right hand comes on the outside of the right knee. Left hand up and over, reaching to the right, bending into that right elbow as needed. And again, follow your breath here. Inhaling, exhale, reach. Just to kind of warm up the body, bring some motion into the side body. Excellent. Now, bring the hands in front of you, sitting up nice and tall, and come onto the fingertips, or the finger pads, I say. And then walk the hands forward very slowly until you kind of find that threshold or that resistance. And once you do, then place the hands on the earth and tuck the chin in. And breathe here. Maybe you want to rock the body a little side to side, that's fine too. Maybe you just want to rest your third eye on the earth, whatever feels good here. Feeling a gentle stretch in the hip flexors and the legs. See if you can walk the hands forward just a little bit more. Even if it's just a centimeter, a microcentimeter, whatever that might be. Coming back onto the fingertips, look between the hands and walk the hands slowly back towards the legs. Excellent. Bring the soles of the feet together, pressing the soles of the feet together, and then wrap your hands around the toes, okay? It's very important that the feet are kind of like clapping together like this. So the knees are out, and I just want to flap, flap, flap our beautiful butterfly wings here. So just very gently, little pulses. We're not doing anything crazy. Just want to get a little movement into the hip flexors, a little stretch. See if you can scooch the heels a little closer to you. Make sure to sit up nice and tall and flap. Excellent. Bring the legs to stillness. Inhale, reach the crown of the head skyward. Exhale, hinge from the hips and come forward. The elbows will press into the upper thighs here. And once you kind of reach that threshold, once you reach that boundary, honor it and just bring the chin to the chest. And breathe here. Inhale, coming back up to sit up. Close the knees like a book. Excellent. Maybe give yourself a great big hug here. Gratitude. Now let's grab our bolster and come into our next posture. And you might want to have the blanket handy just for support for your knees, but you might not need it, but I always like to have something and not need it than need it and not have it, right? So just like we were in the child's pose where we were resting on the bolster, we're gonna start there. So bringing the knees on either side of the bolster so that the corners of the bolster sort of intersect midway up the thigh. And then we're gonna slowly bring the torso to the bolster, like so. Now, from here, I want to bring us into a supported pigeon. So, let's start with the right leg. So, leaving the left leg, the left knee bent, stretch the right leg out. So, just sort of slide it out. And you might have to make little micro adjustments here to get it feeling just right. And then bring the left knee a little closer to the bolster and a little higher. So let me see if I can turn and show you a little bit better. There we go. So we started here, bringing the torso to the bolster. Arms are on either side of the bolster here. Palms are flat. And I'm stretching the right leg out. And the left leg is kind of next to the bolster, still bent. Now you might want to play with it a little to get a little deeper stretch here into that right hip. So the back toes for the right leg are untucked. So the right leg is very relaxed here. And you might want to just kind of flex the left foot and bring the knee a little bit closer to the bolster, like so. And then just relax. You can bring your right ear to the bolster, or if you want to turn and have the left ear on the bolster. There's no right answer here. Just find what works for you today. and settle in. I will keep tabs on the time, and I will let you know when it is time to transition to the other side. Coming back. If you are resting your left leg on a blanket, just simply slide the blanket and the leg down so that the leg is straightened. Bringing the palms under the shoulders, tuck the back toe, and press up into a table. Let's do a couple cat-cows here. So knees are under the hips, excuse me. Wrists are under the shoulders. Drop the belly, look up, inhale, exhale, pressing into the mat, shifting the hips forward, navel to spine for cat. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, rounding through the spine. One more time. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Excellent. Bring the spine to neutral, and we're going to do the other side. So I'm going to move the bolster so you can see a little better. And again, we're going to come as if we were going to enter into our child's pose that we started with. And we're going to walk the hands up the bolster, come to lay on the bolster. And then stretching the left leg back this time. The right leg stays bent here. And again, you might want to bring the blanket and rest the leg or the knee on top of the blanket, whatever works here. And you might want to play with it a little bit to get a deeper stretch here, whatever that might look like. But once you find that happy spot, that stretch that you're looking for, while honoring your body's boundaries for today, I invite you to just relax into this posture, close your eyes. And there's no right or wrong here. You could have your left ear on the bolster, or if you want, you can turn the head and bring the right ear to the bolster, whatever works for you today. Just relax into this pose. Coming back, sliding the blanket or the right knee down to straighten the leg. Tuck the back toes. Press into the palms and come up into table. Excellent. From here, let's grab our folded blanket and bring it to the middle of our mat. And we're going to turn our bolster so that it is horizontal, maybe about a couple inches away from the folded blanket. And then grab one or both of your blocks and have them handy. Hello there. You've got to go to your bed. Good boy. Okay, so come to sit on the folded blanket facing the bolster and swing the legs on top of the bolster. From here, you might have to use the straps or the sides of your bolster to sort of shimmy it closer to the sit bones. And you want to make sure, number one, that your heels are touching the mat. That your heels are touching the mat. Grab your block, and here's where you're gonna sort of be creative, tap into that creativity. We are gonna forward fold, and you're going to bring your forehead or the area between your eyebrows to meet the block. And so you might have to have it on the highest setting, relaxing the forehead here, or you might put it on the medium setting, relaxing the forehead on the side, or you might want it on the lowest setting, relaxing the forehead against the largest face of the block. So I invite you to play with it, be creative, and see what works for you in this position. But let us get into it. Inhale, lift the arms up, rising through your seat, rising through your sit bones. Exhale, coming forward, grabbing that block, and then placing the block on top of the bolster and resting the forehead on the block. Settling in here, breathing into the lower back. I will keep the time. back. Gently lift your head from the block. Place the block off to the side. And then walk the hands up the legs until you come back into an upright position. Excellent. Swing the legs off the bolster and bring the bolster so that it is vertical against the folded blanket. And then turn to face away from the bolster, stretching the legs out in front of you. Okay. Placing the palms on either side of the bolster at the corners, bending through the elbows as needed. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, slowly lowering the back to the bolster. And if you feel that this is too much, you can always sort of grab one block or two blocks, whatever that might look like, and place it under the bolster for a little elevation. But play with it, you know, be creative. Legs are relaxed here. There we go. And in terms of options for the legs, you can keep them straight out, or if you want a little bit of more of a hip opener here, you can bring the soles of the feet to touch like we did earlier. And they don't have to be super close to the torso. You can sort of extend the legs out just a little bit, creating kind of like a little diamond shape. Inhale, open the arms out, placing the back of the hand on the earth. Take a deep inhale here into this beautiful chest opener, opening the heart chakra. Inhale and side out. A couple more times here. Inhale. Audible sighing can be immensely helpful in relieving tension and stress that you might accumulate in your daytime. So I always encourage folks to do that. One more time, inhale. Close the eyes, relax. And I'm going to play my bowl for you while we are in this beautiful chest opener, bringing some beautiful music to the practice. lower back, pressing into the bolster. Bend through the elbows and press through the palms, tucking the chin in and coming up into an upright seated posture. Excellent. Now let's prepare the body and our props for our final posture, Shavasana. So I'm going to remove my block to the side. I love using my blanket as a pillow, so feel free to put that at one end of your mat. I also really love using the bolster under my knees during a Shavasana, so I also recommend that. So just swing the legs over on top of the bolster and scooch the bolster close to your sit bones. Again, we want to make sure that the heels of the feet are touching the mat. And then just holding on to the bolster, slowly lowering the torso, hopefully better than I just did, until you come to lie down on the back. Excellent. And let's bring the hands in front of us like so, and begin to rub them together. See if you can rub them faster, generating heat via friction. Rub them a little bit faster together. Now keep rubbing the hands. I'm just going to explain what we're going to do with the hands once we release them. So keep rubbing as fast as you can. When we release the hands, we're going to place the palms on the eye sockets, closing the eyes, and we're going to allow the fingers to fan over the forehead. Okay? Keep going a little faster. Okay, here we go. Placing the palms on the sockets, close the eyes, fingers fan across the forehead. Take a breath here, tuck the chin in slightly. Keeping the eyes closed, bring the left hand to the chest, the right hand to the belly, resting the elbows on the mat. And you can leave the hands here if you like. Or if you want, you can open the arms out, keeping those eyes closed, palms face skyward. Take a deep breath and sigh. Soft smile. The jaw is relaxed. Maybe the lips are parted very slightly. The eyes are closed. Feel the throat relaxed. The chest is relaxed. The belly is relaxed. Feeling the legs and the toes relaxed, supported. Feeling the back relaxed and supported by the earth. Feeling the arms and hands and the fingers all relaxed. I'm going to set a timer for a 5-minute Shavasana. So I will let you know just relax. Give yourself this time to reintegrate. I'm going to share some poetry with you. We measure so many things: the speed of light, the distance from one house to the next, the inches we are in height, but often we forget to measure how many I love yous we say before time quickly passes us by, or how many people we share honest conversations with, knowing we all exist under the same sky. We measure how far we've come by how many more miles we can run. We measure how much we've grown by a mark on the wall with our name. But how far we've come should be measured in what we choose to do with our time, and how much we've grown should always be decided by always choosing kindness and not merely sometimes. For greatness is not measured in all the things you can do, but by the grace that you show to all those in need of you. Stay connected to your breath here without trying to change it, without judgment. Just observe the inhalation, the exhalation, allowing any intrusive thoughts to float by without getting attached to any one thought. breath. Exhale. Placing your feet on top of your bolster. Push the bolster away from you. And when you're ready, come to lay on the left side in a fetal position. And just take a moment here in this pose. Keep the eyes closed. Take a breath. Now see if you can keep your eyes closed and slowly press into the mat and come to sit in Sukhasana, easy posture. And again, there's no rush, just slowly, very mindfully. Soft smile. Inhale, make a big circle with the arms. Palms touch overhead. Exhale, bring the palms to the heart center. Fluttering the eyes open. Welcome back. I want to thank you for joining me for this practice. Let us bow our heads in gratitude for each other, for the universe, and for this practice. I hope you enjoyed your practice today. I know I certainly did. Please like, subscribe, and check out our other content, and feel free to support us via Patreon. And feel free, as you're kind of exiting this practice, just take it slow, very mindfully. There's no rush, especially after a restorative practice. You want to make sure that you take it slow and that you're gentle with yourself. Well, from my heart to yours, until we meet again, thank you very much for sharing this practice with me. Namaste.